In this video, we're going to look at the basics of orienting yourself to the screens in the new public firmware 1.1 Beethoven. The basic functionality from the original firmware is preserved, so if you want to stick to those basics, you can. Make sure to watch the Deluge Bootcamp playlist in the description below. We aren't going to go into detail of the functionality. This video is just to focus on how to navigate through all the screens. If you get overwhelmed, then don't go any further until you've completely understood the basics. There's going to be timestamps, so repeat the sections that you need to understand until you've fully integrated the information. The intention of having these new features is just to enrich the end user with new workflows and tools, not to overwhelm. You don't have to learn it all at once, only remember to practice the functions that you will use often. Let's turn it on. So when this first came out, there were only two modes available, Song View or Clip View. Right now we're in Clip View. You can tell because Clip is illuminated. Song View is how we can create, select, and arrange clips. And Clip View, the one we're in right now, is where we can work on the actual track. So let's first press Song. We're in Song View. We can see the section color, muting, and then this entire row is the clip. From this view, I can hold on to any clip. We can see what track type it is and the preset. We can press anywhere in that first row. We can change the parameters of the clip we're holding on to. We can switch from different types here. Then we can also change the type by holding it down. We can easily enter in by pressing the row. And then we can press Song to go back to Song View. Switch back by pressing Clip. It'll go right back in. Let's go back to Song View. Later on, in a different firmware, there was a new mode called Arranger mode, which is where we can write out or record clips in real time from Song View out as linear songs, kind of like the standard DAW view. The way to switch to Arranger mode is when we're in Song View, press the Song button and it's going to blink, and on the screen it says Arranger View. We can identify that we're in Arranger View if the Song button is blinking. Press it again, and it's solid. We're in Song View. It'll also say it right here. When we're in Arranger View, if I hold an audition pad, it's going to show the type of instrument that this row is going to represent. If I go back into Song View, and I hold down on a clip, now it does the same exact thing. So we can identify what instrument that clip is under. Let's go back to Arranger. Now it's blinking. It says Arranger View. Remember, this is more like a DAW screen. So the row is the instrument, which we can select here, and this is the timeline. We can place clips on the timeline, completely independent of Song View. So let's go back to Song View. Now these are just clips showing. So we're just looking at the clip here in this entire row, going back to Arranger. In Arranger, we have a blank timeline where we can create a linear song from building up clips into the timeline. Let's go back to Song View. In the new public open source firmware as of 1.1, in Song View, there's two different modes. Now, this is the original mode, and it's called Rows. So we're in Rows View right now, because we can see the section color, muting, and then this entire row is the clip. Hold down Song, and turn the select knob. Now we're in Grid View. You can see the pad here, and over here we can see there's green, blue mode, and performance mode. And then these are the section colors. You can scroll up and down. Each column is an instrument. So if I hold it down, you can see that it's a synth. There's the preset. Let's switch back Song and then turn the select knob. Now we're back to rows mode. So anywhere I press, this entire row is the clip. Hold Song and turn the select knob. In either view, we can press Effect Entire. Now we're editing the master effects because we're in Song View and Effect Entire is selected. If Effect Entire is not selected, there will be no effects to edit. So let's turn it on and we press the volume button here. And let's turn that down to 20. Now that changed the master level to 20. This is to ensure that there's no clipping on the audio signal. Let's press Sidechain and turn it up. This is the master compressor threshold. The original settings are set for it that you can just use threshold and get good results. The higher it goes, the more the sound will get compressed. We can save a lot of time by setting these things up first and then saving it as a template. So if I press save, we can enter in a song name and then press save. I'm just going to back out. I'm going to load a file I've previously made as an example so that we can continue to navigate. So here's the new song file. We can see we're in song view because the light is solid. We can see we're in grid mode because we see the green, blue, and pink pads over here. We can see columns of clips. Remember, each column is an instrument. So let's hold this down. It says Synth 1. This says Kit 03. And these are audio tracks. So now we know what each column is, and it starts from the left and it builds up to the right. So if we have a new column, then we have a new instrument with clips that we'll assign, and each of those clips are aligned to section colors. Let's make sure we're in green mode. So if you want to select a whole row, press a section color, press this. Now we can select different rows, or we can select different clips per column. If I push these, they turn back off. So let's view this in the rows mode. So hold down song, turn the select knob. We're in the rows mode. We have all the clips as rows. Each one is a different instrument, and they're all grouped by the same section color. But this one's down here. I can hold it down and move it up. Now they're all in order. And I can trigger the same way. So I just chose the pink, orange, green. Now let's hold down song, turn the select knob, just so we can illustrate. Here's the section colors, and those are the clips assigned to it. So you can easily select different things, or you can mix and match. They don't have to be in the same line if you don't want to. So we're just going to review it again. Hold down song and turn the select knob. We're in rows mode. Each row is a clip. We see song colors over here on the right hand side. Now let's hold down song, turn select knob. Now we're in grid view. Each pad is a clip. Each column is an instrument. And each row is a song section. In green mode, we can trigger entire sections. We can also just enable or disable clips. In blue mode, I can change the amount of loops on each section. So I could turn that to 1 repeat, turn that to 1, and that to 1. If I press play, you can hear that track. If I select the whole thing, it's going to play that one time, switch to the next one down, and so on. That's going to repeat. If I go to blue here, repeats infinite. Let's go back to green mode, and I'm just going to enable that first clip. So those are the two different modes, and down here we see a pink pad. That's for performance view, which we'll go over later in this video. Press blue mode to enter into the clip. And now we can see we're at synth 1. We can see the notes here. And let's press play and see the filter changing. Let's say I wanted to see what that looks like from the grid. So we just press the clip button here. And now we're in automation overview. We see a bunch of gray pads, but don't worry, it's just showing us shortcuts that we can automate from the grid. Shift in this pad, for example, is the filter frequency. And we can see that's what's moving. We can also see it up here. So you can either turn the select knob and switch between each of the parameters till you reach the one you want. You can see this is a visual. You can also just press record and change it right here. You can see it being changed. You can also say hold on to this pad and here, and it'll fade it down. So I make kind of extreme filter. You can just draw this in here. If I want to go back to the overview, shift, clip. Now we're back to the overview. I can delete this by holding left right knob back. That's the same shortcut as when you want to delete notes. So I can enter back into it, say draw this in, and press play. Change it up. Now if I press song, I go back to grid view. I want to go back into the clip, so I can press clip, it'll enter right back in. We're still in the automation view. Let's go back to song view. Now let's go into this clip. We can see notes. We're not in automation view. So back to the top one, just exit out, and we're back to the notes. So let's just practice again. From song view, I'm in grid mode and blue mode. That's to enter into clip. So I can enter into that clip, press clip again. We're in the automation. Can turn the select knob to change, or shift clip. We can just navigate this way. Or while I'm in here, I can just press shift and that pad, and that'll enter in resonance. If you select through here, and you can see, let's say this is resonance, and you always want to know where that pad is, it's right here. So you can also enter it in by shift and entering in. Let's exit clip, go back to song, back in, automation view, note view, back out to song. Now in a kit clip, so this is a kit right here, we're going to jump into it. Now in the kit, if you have effect entire off, it's just going to select that last row that you press. Let's say I want to modify just the automation for here. Press clip, it's blinking. Now let's change the pitch. Press play. Now we don't hear it because we have to enable it. There we go. Jump into it. So you can hear the kick drums changing pitch. Shift clip. Now let's press effect entire, and now we're in a menu. We can see different settings here. So let's just play with the cutoff, for example. You can hear it over the entire signal. So turn off effect entire, and now it's just on this row. So let's say I want this to have a bunch of reverb on it. There we go. Shift clip. Say I want it turned off. It's all gone. But now all the settings that I had on here are now what they were just last at. We can also do the same for audio clips. So let's enter in to an audio clip, press clip, and now we're in the automation. All the gray pads show all the different parameters that we can change. Let's just start with LPF and press play. So frequency, now let's bring up resonance. You can hear it a whole lot more because it's sharp in that cutoff. And also change those values. Want to exit out, shift clip. Now we can see everything. Let's just press left, right, back. Now just reset all those settings. Turn up some reverb here and here. There's a new screen called Performance View. Performance View is a way for us to trigger different Master Effects settings. In the Song View, from Grid Mode, locate the pink pad in the lower right corner. If I tap it, we'll switch into the Performance mode. If I hold it down, it will hold the screen. If we wanted to switch back quickly, just let go. We're back into the Grid View. So again, let's tap and then hold down. It'll stay on, let go. You can modify the timing of the tap by pressing Shift Select knob, going to Defaults, and then go scroll all the way down to Hold Press Time. And you can experiment until you find the best for you. If we're in Rows View, so hold down Song and turn the Select knob. Now we're in Rows View. We can only toggle in to the Performance View, pressing the keyboard button. So if you want to use Rows View and to access the performance, the keyboard button toggles it on or off. Let's switch back to Grid, Song, turn the Select knob. I'm going to tap the lower right pink pad. We can see a bunch of columns of colors. Each column setup would affect the master effects. So if I hold down on a pad and let go, it'll just do that temporarily. So I'm going to play this. Now this is filter. So So if I tap it, it's going to stay there. There's the resonance. So I can switch between them. Now, that was being held down, so when I let go, it just turns off. If I tap it, it stays on. This is the high pass and the resonance. Now over here is the bass. You just crank it up. Treble. Reverb. Delay amount and rate. And play with all those. And then we have the mod effects rate, so whatever it's set to. Depth, feedback, rate, decimation, bit crush. And we have stutter rate. So if we hold a pad and let go, it'll turn off. If I tap a pad, it's going to latch. We'll be going over this screen in more detail, such as editing the grid in future videos. I can also exit by pressing the keyboard. We can see we're back in the grid view. Let's go back into rows. So hold down song, turn to rows. So if I press play now, let's press effect entire. Then I can press right here, the volume. If I press it again, it starts blinking. Now we have a VU meter. And disable it by pressing again. I'm going to go into green mode, and we're just going to enable right here. Now what I want to do is record into the arranger view. If I press song, in arranger view, I'm going to make sure I'm scrolled all the way to the left, because that's where it'll start recording. Switch back. Now, hold record and press song. Now, it'll just start to record. I can hold down on this, for example, and change the filter. Just this part. Just that part. And we'll turn it back down, let go. Let's add these two. So I want to disable those two. Go into pitch. And also go into perform mode. It's going to record these values right in. The only thing it does not record in is when I do a stutter. I think it records the rate, but not triggering it for some reason. If I want to erase all these, left, right, press back to normal. Now let's go down to here. Now it's going loops remaining 1. So just switching down. Now this one. If we go into blue mode, you can see it's infinite. So now we can enter in all these different values. So I press song and it just closes out the song. So let's go into arranger view. Let's scroll up, make sure we see all 3 instruments. You can see that's a white instance, not a clip color, because I changed some of the parameters, which it recorded into that clip. We see the blue clip, and then a bunch of these, I was modifying the performance. And we can see the different clips that I performed in. So I can go all the way back, can zoom out, go all the way to the back, and then I can press play. Now, I'm going to press Shift Song. What that does is enter in the automation overview for the arranger view. Let's say, for example, let's go into the volume. We can see if we press cross screen, it actually follows the cursor. What I'm going to do is fade in the song, and then at the end, fade in it out. Maybe we'll make this fade out here, fade in, fade out, etc. Now if I press play, you can hear it slowly fade in. Now if I press effect entire, we can go back to this view. and see all the other settings that were changed. You can see the decimation bit crush that I was using in the perform view. Here's the bit crush. Here's the decimation. Zoom in. I can start it from over here. Hold left, right knob, press play. You can hear the decimation here. You can turn it off as it's playing through. Disable cross screen so you can look around without the cursor affecting it. You can skip forward, left, right knob, press play. Now it's fading out just like I programmed in, so shift song. Let's go back to master level. We can see it fade out at the end. So if I zoom all the way out, we can see it fades in, fades out and out, and then it back out. Let's go back to the arranger view. I'm going to zoom all the way out. I'm going to press left, right knob, press back to clear everything. Now it's all gone. So if I press shift song, we can see the overview. There's everything was preserved. So if I press left, right knob and back, that's going to clear out everything. So remember, that's independent. But we can change those settings from shift select, defaults, automation, and clear. We can change that. Stay tuned for more videos where we'll be getting into details so you can expand your workflow. Thanks for watching.